Hello, students, and welcome to the FOS. That is the Foundations of Success class. I'm your instructor coach, Professor Moore. Well, welcome to week 4. Before we get started with the actual assignments that you will be working on this week, I first want to talk to you about one of the announcements I sent out last week, and that's concerning the McCain assessment. The McCain is an assessment that we will use to determine where you are in your writing and your reading. Your score will actually determine which English class you will be placed in your third term. So we do want to make sure that you do well on this particular assessment. I have placed some tools within that particular announcement, which I'll send out again this week, whereby students in the past have stated that some of the information that I shared really assisted them in obtaining a high score. Particularly, something I encourage you to pay attention to is the McCain Assessment Practice Test. The students have told me that every time they worked on that particular the pre-test, it really assisted their score increasing. They noticed that every time they took it, they just increased in their score because they became more familiar with how the test was actually going to be presented to them. So I strongly want to encourage you to make sure that you do look at that information. The McCain assessment will take place week 6. There's also going to be a tutoring section that's coming up in a couple of weeks, and I will be sending that out, I believe, on Thursday or Friday. You'll find out about when those dates will be for the actual tutoring section and session. That will be done by one of our other FOS instructors. So be looking out for that as well. Okay, this week we're going to have your Blackboard student-teacher chat, where we're going to be chatting on Blackboard. Please make sure that when you click on the assignment page, once you click on that, it's going to go to another page, and you'll see the red link at the top. You want to make sure you click the red link and make sure that you answer the questions that I have on the chat section. And then I'm going to respond to you, and you want to make sure you do read my responses to you. Something else is that I also want to encourage you to make sure that you're always reading the responses that your instructors give you, whether it's on an assignment or if it's in the actual discussion board. I've been reading, as I read through the discussion board, I notice that your peers may ask you questions. And you want to make sure that you are paying attention to the questions that your peers, as well as your instructors, are giving you within the discussion board. So make sure you go back and check those as the week progresses. Okay, something else you're going to be doing this week on your student success plan is you're going to be marking out time for when you're actually going to study. You're going to talk about your time management skills, as well as you're going to talk about when are you actually going to schedule time for you to study. Something that I do is that, I know if I turn it this way, you won't be able to say, oh, you can see part of it. But I plug in when I'm going to study in my calendar on my phone. Because, I'm also in school. Now, see, you can't see it now because it's shining too bright. But I was going to show you my calendar, but I actually plug in the time that I'm going to study. I plug in when I'm going to work. I also plug in times when I'm going to see clients, and also plug in the times that I'm going to, if it's a week that I have to meet with students, or if I have a student I have to contact. I plug all my information in on my calendar phone, and let's just say if I get interrupted, which a number of you have talked about, that you do get to interrupt it whenever you do set a schedule. Well, I just go back into my phone and I just reprogram it. I don't even have to reprogram it. There's a little time thing on there, and I just click the next time that I'm going to get back to it. And so sometimes you'll say, well, if you want to, you can do it within the next 15 minutes, or I'll have to go in and just actually plug in another time. But I do that so that it makes sure that I have a reminder to go back and to complete whatever, assignment or whatever task that I need to go back and complete. Okay, so I strongly encourage you, to use, whatever tools that you have available, whether it's your calendar in your calendar phone. Also, some of the students in my previous class, they also use their Google Calendar that comes along with, you get like a Google Calendar along with your Gmail. So I know a lot of students have Gmail. Also, Outlook, they also have a calendar on there that will also, where you can put in reminders. So you may want to take that into consideration, regarding your assignments and other scheduling, like with work and things of that nature. It really works well because it really helps you remember what it is you need to remember, specifically when your schedule is interrupted. Okay, well, reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. You can email me, call me, or text me. Remember that text is going to get the fastest response, but you can call me or you can text me. Either or, it doesn't matter. Whichever mode works best for you. All right, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll be talking to you in the chat room.